Hey, good evening. What's up, everybody? My apologies. Thank you so much, Tony, for letting everybody know we were a little delayed. I am so sorry. We're a little bit behind. Um, I do this every week, y'all. I don't know why. And I need to just leave some in here, but I forgot my glasses. So I had to go run and grab my glasses. But welcome in. What's up, everybody? I think I need to come over here real quick. Tony is making sure we're live um, on YouTube. He's making sure we're live on YouTube. My girl Corey B is not here tonight. She is celebrating her birthday. So we're kind of double dutying here, but we'll be good in just 1 second. Y'all give me a second. I want to stream this across, and this doesn't seem to be working for me over here. Sometimes Facebook gives me a hard time, and I'm not quite sure why. But if y'all give me a sec, I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get it right. But either way, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Glad you guys are here. Um we are we are Yo, I'm trying to make this happen real quick. Tony, can you do me a favor, Tony? Can you do me a favor? Can you go over and check Facebook for me, Tony? I really would appreciate it if you could check Facebook for me. Either way, you guys, you know what? That's really not going to matter. I know I have some people over on Facebook that are waiting, but we always want to try to direct you guys to go over to YouTube. To go over to YouTube. I'm going to try to share it here one more time. Ah, there we are. I think it's good. I think it's good. It's delaying a little bit. Um, okay. We should be good on the RLRG page on yep, there we are. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Let me bring this down. Okay, perfect. Here we go. Here we go. Welcome everybody. Thank you for your patience. In allowing me to get this thing going properly. You, yo, thank you, King. I always forget. I have some rams in the bush all the time, and they are always here for me, and I appreciate it. King, thank you so much. All right, y'all, here we go. Welcome to the Real Life Relationship Growth platform, channel, podcast. Listen, I don't care what you call it as long as you are here, and I appreciate you guys being here. I am Donna. I'm the creator of the Real Life Relationship Growth platform. Here at the Real Life Relationship Growth, our whole focus is growing healthy relationships. Growing healthy relationships. I always like to start out by telling everybody this bit of information. Listen, I am not a relationship expert. That is not my career function. Listen, I'm not a relationship expert. I'm just a black woman in this world, living this life, doing the damn thing, and enjoying myself in the process. That is who I am. That is what I represent, right? I have had some ups in life, and I love to share. I love to share. Y'all should know that about me by now. I have had some ups in life, I have had some downs. And I don't have a problem letting people know what those downs were. Everything ain't everybody's business, but I'm real big on am I my brother's keeper? And I think I am. And I think you are. I think we are. We are here to help one another, to grow, to learn, to get better. That's the whole focus of the Real Life Relationship Growth channel. So, my ups, I can share those, and that can help someone else and lift them up who may be going through a same or similar type situation that I went through. My downs, same thing. I truly believe that we don't always go through things for us. That's just not always for us. Sometimes I believe God allows us to go through things just to be able to be a witness and an example for others, right? I always say it's not what you go through, it's who you are on the other side when you come out of it. So we've all been through some things. If you're an adult, you've been living, even as a child, you've been through some things. People have been through. All right. So that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. Now, this is the criteria for you to be a part of this family. YouTube is scrolling at the bottom. Please go to YouTube for me, guys. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, be ready. You know the whole spiel. So, this is the criteria. This is the criteria for you to be a part of this family, a part of this every Thursday and every day of the week, because I love for you guys to share on the page as well. You have to be single, dating, courting, married, divorced, or widower. That is the criteria for you to be here. Now, if you at least 21, it fits you. You fall in place in one of those categories. One of those categories. So every week I love to do this, guys. I love to have my family on. Like anybody that joins me, you family now. You know how when they say you come to the house, you a visitor one time. After that, go on in the kitchen and get your own drink. That's what it is here. So every week, I have been blessed to have different family members rock with me. Now, I have to say this because this is my girl, and as y'all notice, we had some delays, and like it was said in the chat, we short on admin tonight. These people help this thing work for me, and I appreciate them. I have to big up my girl, Corey B. Corey B. Happy birthday, Corey. Corey is not here tonight because it is her birthday and she is celebrating. And we are so happy she is celebrating with her boo, who she presented last week. She surprised us with her boo last week, but she is celebrating her birthday with her gentleman. And excuse me, I am so happy for her. So Corey is always in my right hand. This other brother, my boy Tony is the left hand. And even further than that, the family is expanding. Now, this gentleman was rocking with me before Corey and Tony. Because my brother King, we've been rocking since high school. And King helped me get the platform set up. So let me bring my family on. Let me bring them on in no particular order, just how the screen is rocking. Tony, hey.
Hey Donna, how are you? Good to
I'm
see
good.
you.
Tony got a
Hey
little bit of
everyone.
delay, but we
Just
can
a little
still hear
bit.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
little bit of delay. So don't look at me. Just listen.
Okay. We just gonna listen. We just gonna listen. Thank you, brother, for being here. I so appreciate you. Um, and let's bring my brother King on, Mr. Soul Toucher.
You're
Hey,
looking
sir.
smooth. Here I go.
Okay.
Listen, I believe in giving flowers when people can receive them. And I just have to say to you, gentlemen, I love y'all so much. I appreciate you all. It's so funny how things just come together and come about. You don't always plan, who you love and how the family grows. You don't always plan it. It just happens. And these gentlemen right here, I so appreciate y'all. I really, really do. I really do. Tony, we see your heart. Tony trying to make that heart. We see it going. Okay. All right. So, um, this young lady that I'm gonna bring on that's rocking with us tonight, she's gonna be with us tonight. She is one of the original OGs. And when I say that, the real life relationship growth is blooming and blossoming, and I love it. I call it the rainbow tribe. We have people of all different walks of life, nationalities, or whatever that's a part of this to make it go, make it work, and make it happen. Several months ago, it's been a minute, we did a series called You Can Get With This or You Can Get With That. Let me back up. Even before that, there was another series that we did here, and it was, I can't remember the title. Let me just bring my girl on, and maybe she can help me out. She can help me out. What's up, sis? You can't hear you, babe. You muted.
There we
All
go. Hey,
right.
hey, everybody. How are you? Hey, Donna.
Hey,
Hey, it says Christine on the screen, but I know her affectionately as Crystal, so that's what I'm calling my sis right here. Hey, babe, how are you today?
Good. I'm glad the day is over. It's a long, long day today.
Long day, long day. So when I say we have a rainbow tribe and everything, uh, Crystal, where are you located?
I am in Los Angeles, California.
L.A.
Inglewood to be specific. Yeah. So it's still
Yes.
sunshine here. It's still daylight.
Okay, yeah, it's going
nice.
down for us if it's not, it hadn't already. Uh, and King, Miss Soul Toucher, where are you, sir?
I am in the darkness of Maryland.
And Tony and I here in Georgia, it's so funny. Tony and I found out a couple weeks ago we almost neighbors. Like we up the block from
Wow.
each
Y'all
other.
just found that out?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
And what's even
crazy.
crazier, we've been going to church together, have been friends. Dang, how long, Tony? Like,
Oh, I don't know, man. Since
yeah, I want to
well,
start.
we've been married. I've been married for 13, so
Yep,
yeah.
yep. So we got to say around 13, 15 years. And I
Mm.
know we kind of moved around a little bit. I haven't always lived here, but in the last few years, we were talking one day, and he was like, "Wait a minute, you live in McDonough?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "We live in McDonough, Stockbridge, McDonough. Where y'all? Stockbridge,
McDonough, we're
McDonough.
like
Okay,
10 minutes away.
okay, yeah, yeah.
We're
Because
10 minutes away
Stockbridge
from.
and McDonough are like neighbors. Like you could go up the block and be in Stockbridge, and come
Hmm.
down here and be in McDonough. So it's that type of thing. So yeah, Tony and his wife Paula, my girl Paula, they are out here. We neighbors, y'all. We neighbors. But I was telling them, Crystal, about the series that we did with Mark and who else was it? We we did,
It was a lot of us back on
yeah,
for that years. I can't remember. It was a lot of us. The screen
yeah.
was full.
It was, yeah, it stayed full. It stayed full. We did I think it was a 6 week series, and we had almost an even set of men and women. And what we did, we came up with, we brought up different scenarios, because it was like the women are always wrong, the men are always wrong. So we brought up scenarios literally live on the show, and we worked them out. We worked those scenarios out real time, and we ended up doing 6 weeks, a 6 week
Wow.
series of that. It was hot. It was good. It was good.
Ran over time every day, every
Every
time.
every time,
Hmm.
every time. The people, we had to give the people what they wanted. It was good. And I have to say, this is not just something that I do because I feel like, I could teach somebody something or whatever. But this is for me. This is for me. I love the different perspectives. I love the different experiences that can help me grow as well. So I'm not sitting in this place on this couch necessarily as a leader. I'm sitting here learning as well. It's learning as well, because a sister know how to do it wrong. I know how to do it wrong. I
Sure
know
do.
how to not treat my man the way he needs to be treated. Hence, I'm single. But in that time of sitting on somebody's couch, y'all already know it. When I
No,
say
no, we
counseling,
don't.
having some counseling, some prayer, some deep conversations with myself and with people that love me, that said, you got to make some changes. Because I'm a wife, y'all. That's just it. I'm a wife. So had to take some accountability and make some changes. All right, let's get this thing popping. Let's get this topic popping. Um, as always, I like for everyone to share topics with me that they want to discuss, right? I say that all the time. Y'all let me know what y'all want to talk about so we can discuss and we can talk about it. And I have to say, this topic tonight just came from nowhere, to be honest. But I don't believe in happenstance. I believe in things happen for a reason. I don't believe in just whatever. I believe things happen for a reason. Is that happenstance? When things happen for a reason? Yeah, okay, okay.
It just happened. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I do believe in happenstance. I just said it a little bit wrong. But things happen for a reason. So when this topic came up, um, I'm not going to say where it came from, because everybody's not always comfortable with being in the forefront. You know, sometimes we want other people's thoughts and opinions, a trusted um, thought and opinion on some things that we're going through. I'm gonna say that I gotta plug that, y'all. Have a trusted confidant, somebody you can talk to, you can lean on, you can cry, you can laugh, whatever. Everybody in your life is not that. You'll know who that circle
Mhm.
is. You'll know. And it's great to have those people that you can do that with. All right. So I'm going to bring the prompt up for the
But my
conversation.
favorite part of the dying pro.
I'm going to bring the prompt up for the conversation tonight because this is what we're talking about. This is what the subject matter is. Let me say this. Let me bring this up. The topic for tonight is hearts on deck. Hearts on deck. And let's bring this up. Now, usually my girl Corey is the one that does her nice radio voice and her, she does that thing. I let Corey, I'll be like, Corey, could you go ahead and read this? But Corey's not here tonight. Crystal, I'm put you on the spot, but you can't say no. It's okay. You can't
Okay, I
say
can
no.
do it.
You can do it. Can you read that for me? Okay, so I sent it to you. I don't know if you're able to see it,
I
but
have it. I have it.
okay, thank you. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. And I felt like it would be better, being that it came from a woman, I felt like it would be better that one of the women read it out. Okay? And then we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Okay. Whenever you're ready, sweets. Thank you.
A man who's busy liking, hearting, and commenting on every woman's picture is showing you exactly where his loyalty lies. Pay attention, because a man gives validation to everyone else and not you. Can't give commitment to anyone. Remember, social media isn't private. We all share the same friends and friends of friends. And if you think we don't see your comments or other women's posts or notice those likes, then try sliding into our DMs. It's not cute. We aren't an assembly line. Take notes, guys. Nothing turns off a real woman faster than a fuckboy in disguise. A real man stands out by his integrity, not his likes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let that linger just for a second.
Ouch.
Yeah. I'm gonna let it linger just for a second because I want everyone to see that. Because sometimes, it goes by a little quick. So we're going to let that linger for a second so people can kind of go over it. So as people are lingering, again, I'm going to leave it on there for a little bit longer. As people are looking over and reading it, Crystal, since you read it, sweet. No, you know what? Let me change that. I want to go to the men.
Okay,
Because
you know I'm chomping at the bit for this one, but go ahead.
yeah.
Ladies first.
I
I
what?
agree.
Ladies
Ladies
first.
first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was gonna say, because it came from a woman, we're gonna let the men respond first. But you're right. That works. Ladies first, because this can be interchangeable. This can be a man or a woman. But go ahead, Crystal. Let me take this down because we want to be able to see your beautiful face. Let me move this because everybody should have the gist of it at this point. Go ahead, sis. What's your thoughts when you read that? What were your thoughts?
Since you asked, because I'm an equal opportunity offender when it comes to stuff like this,
Yeah.
I don't agree with this wholeheartedly because I feel like there's balance in everything. Because I'm a big offender. If I like something, maybe it's the person's point of view. Now, if they happen to be good looking or particularly sexy, that's just a bonus for them, but that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with me having liked it. I may really have liked whatever point of view they're espousing. Or if they're doing some kind of physical activity like their workout. I collect a lot of workout videos, and he just happens to be pumping that iron or whatever, or he's lost a bunch of weight.
He
I will
fun.
like it.
Oh, sorry.
Right. I will like it. If he's attractive, having been in relationships, I kind of try to temper that a little bit because I understand how would I feel on the other foot. But again, if I'm in a relationship and my man is giving me equal attention and I'm giving him equal attention, I'm not really stressing unless he's really just being out of pocket with liking somebody or making some innuendo type comment, because you can tell the difference. There are some people who might be kind of slick and have ulterior motives in the reason that they're participating or liking a post or whatever. But because I'm a conversationalist by heart, I always got something to say on a topic, whether I agree, disagree, whatever the case may be. So I'm looking at this kind of, I don't necessarily consider them F-boys because they're liking a particular, if there's a pattern, if there's an underlying air of disrespect or whatever, and you know he's in a relationship or I know we're together, that's when I would feel some type of way. But I'm gonna bring it to you if I feel some type of way, something's real consistent and real off, but I'm not insecure like that. So that's just my take on it.
Okay. All right. Soul touching. King, what's your thoughts? What you think?
I agree for the most part, but I also think that the difficulty for men is that if we're using Crystal's example, so a woman that's working out or something like that, 90% of the time when we are looking at stuff like that, it's a woman half dressed. So we can get accused of certain things. Now, I'm not saying that all men are innocent, but the problem is we can admire what a woman is wearing or what she's doing or what she's saying, and it can be totally innocent for us. However, if we have that insecure person, we're going to get questioned and accusations are going to get thrown. It's going to get frustrated. Then when we get frustrated, then it's that, oh, it must be true because you got an attitude. It's like, no, it's not true. It's just that, this is nothing over here. You're getting pretty much everything that you need from me physically, mentally, and emotionally. I'm not distracted any type of way. It's just that you're insecure about this and it's causing a problem between us.
Okay. All right, Tony, what you think?
So my experience is with my wife, Paula. She's an influencer. She's got over 300,000 followers, and she mostly posts on Instagram. So one of the rules, I can't respond to people that respond to her. She probably gets a marriage proposal once a day from guys. And so I agreed that I would not respond. If a crazy got on, I would let her know. But the thing that I had an issue with is they do a lot of hearts. Everybody, men and women, they do a lot of hearts and stuff. And Paula, I kept telling Paula that if you put that emoji on there where it's the smiley face with puckered up lips blowing kisses, you're going to get a lot of these guys coming on, not for your messages, but just trying to, get with you. And it was hard for her because, again, she's treating everybody the same. But I was trying to give her the perspective from a man that's just encouraging. You're encouraging them and they don't realize it. Even though you're doing it to everybody, they're not looking at everybody. They're just looking at what you're doing for them.
Okay.
So she tries to understand, but every once in a while she forgets, and then somebody goes a little crazy, but then she just blocks them. But that's my experience, but that's more in comments. So that's not so much likes, but like Crystal, I like people's stuff, and women. Now I tend not to comment too much because I don't want them to take it the wrong way. But I'm on a lot of marriage groups, and if somebody says something that's just like out of the ordinary or just awesome, man, I'm gonna heart it. I'm gonna put a heart on it.
A heart on or a hard on?
A heart. A
Yeah,
heart on it.
it kind of blended. It kind of blended. We know what you're talking about, Tony.
Hey, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That was.
Can I respond to Tony right quick, Donna?
Thank you for the censorship, Tony. I mean, King. Thank you for the censorship. Yeah, go ahead, Crystal. Go ahead, sweet.
So, Tony, I had to learn this lesson the hard way within the last year. Exactly what you said about, us looking at everything as a blank slate and making it even keel. But what we need men to understand, we're very aware of the power we possess. Even if we don't flaunt it or we don't feed into it all the time, we understand exactly, and we know how to turn it on, we know how to turn it off, and we know how to curb certain things that we know are going where we don't need them to go. So I will say, when it comes to women responding to stuff that men post or whatever, we have to use some measure of discretion and hold back as well, even though it may look like we're not, because we know we could go all in, like, oh my God, you look fine, or oh my God, you're gorgeous, or whatever. There's certain things we won't say. We may heart something, we may like it, we may say good job, great accomplishment, or whatever, but we know, most of us know where the boundary line is. The boundary line may be too far for some men, our significant others, but we're very aware of the power we possess. We know what will get that extra attention or that extra, he'd be like, maybe there's a doorway over here. Maybe there's a crack in the armor. Maybe I can pursue this. And we know how to curb it. The key is to not let it get there till we have to curb it. But yeah, we oftentimes know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So there's a comment here, and I'm trying to. So let me say this: Finley and Kevin, y'all have the link. Y'all know what y'all can do. They're two of the brothers that usually join us, but just want to make sure they know that they have the link and they can join if they like. Can Tony, can you read that? I want to try to make that out.
Yes, I can. Social media. This is coming from the mouth. Now, the mouth is, who is the mouth again? Remind me.
So the mouth. He's one of
Kevin?
the gentlemen that follow the page.
Okay. Social media is so unreal. How many times have some liked or hatred of an ugly person? No one says, hey, you ugly, or hey, you look fat in that outfit. But women kill me with the likes. But what about?
I think we're. So can you do me a favor and maybe retype or kind of paraphrase and bring that together? I was trying to get. I think he tried to finish.
Was an extension.
What about all the puppies?
Oh, puppies video he likes as well.
Okay, I guess it ran out of space. Ran out of space on that one. Okay, social media is so unreal. How many times has someone liked or hated or hearted? How many times has someone liked or hearted of an ugly person? No one says, hey, you ugly, or hey, you look fat in the outfit. But women kill me with the likes. But what about all the puppies video he likes as well? Okay, I think what I'm kind of getting from that is, to me, it's kind of saying you can't put it in one category. If he likes puppies and he likes a woman's post, for him it's all one and the same. Is that what? Just type yes or no if that's what you're saying. If that's what you're saying. So while we're waiting for him to, okay. Let's see if this kind of. Oh, this is Kevin. I'm gonna come back, Kevin. Hold on. I thought he popped up to kind of clarify. We'll kind of clarify. Okay, so let me say this. We're gonna come back to the comments because I want to kind of give my perspective on this as well, and we're gonna keep going, right? So when I read it, she said a lot. She did say a lot. And when I put the post up, I put it up on the RLRG page and 2 other pages that I kind of associate with that deal with you know, singles and dating and things of that nature. And the men had a lot more comments, of course, because it was directed at the men. But when I put it up there, I stated this could be one or the other. You could be talking about a woman that does it, or you can be talking about a man that does it, and how people look at it. My personal perspective on this, and I think I was waiting for a particular gentleman I talked to today. He said he was going to come on and he was going to make a statement. He was going to make a post because his really, really stood out to me. In all 3 places, it stood out. There needed to be clarification from what he was saying. It needed to be clarification. Is the man that she's talking about just a man in general that she sees on Facebook or maybe a friend of or whatever? Or is it someone that she's talking to, dating, has shown interest in her, and now she's seeing this from him? So I pretty much said I would take this more of the second. Someone who is probably talking to someone, kind of dating. They may be inboxing each other. They may be in a relationship. We can go as far as to say that they are married. We can choose anything of that nature based on this and the response that she would have and why her feeling is this, calling him a fuck boy and all of those things. I kind of saw 2 sides of it. Okay, there he is. He put it up. Let me put up. This is what kind of started it. For me, Tony, can you read that, please?
Yes. I think this post is a bit confusing because at the beginning it sounds like it's her man. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, it sounds like a man admiring, then choosing to get in her DMs. Or are we having 2 conversations at one time? If it's her man, I can see where that is an issue. If it is not her man, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal, depending on what he's saying under their pictures.
Under their pictures. Under their pictures. Thank you. You came in the nick of time. That's my cousin. I'm going to talk about him because he was late. Yes. So, again, we're going to come back, Kevin, to you all's comments, right? I have this thing that I always say, and I'm going from the perspective of, I'm going from the side in the context to say that what Uniquely Made said pretty much at the end. If it's her man, I can see where that can be an issue. If it's not her man, I don't think it's a big deal. Right? So on the thought of it's her man, even on the thought of they're having conversations, they're dating one another, they're showing interest to one another, and they're in this place of moving forward in a relationship, right? I have this thing that I always say about guarding the parameters of your relationship. I think it's very, very important to guard the parameters of your relationship. And Tony says it all the time, and it's almost our mantra here on the Real Life Relationship Growth: know your person. Know your person. So if a man shows an interest, or a woman, I'm going to put it on both. If a man or a woman shows an interest, I feel like, and they've gone beyond the just social side of conversating and talking with each other, and they've made it known to one another that, hey, I'm interested in you. I like to see this go somewhere. At that point, I feel like you should start guarding the parameters. Because I have this thing, y'all, and I say it openly and all the time. I believe in dating more than one person. I'm that person. I believe in doing that until there's a decision made. We've had a come to Jesus meeting, and it's going to be you and it's going to be me. After that, until that, I'm asking me on a date. If I feel like going, yes, I'm gonna go. Make it known. But if I come to that point in decision with a man, then I'm going to start guarding the parameters of what he sees, what he hears, and what I do. And although, again, this is just my opinion, and although people say, oh, it could be an innocent heart, it could be an innocent life, and it very well can be. It very well can be innocent. But if that man at any point says to me, hey, you know, such and such said this under your picture, or, you know, we talking casually and hey, I got a message from somebody and they said whatever, whatever, right? How I handle that is going to tell him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to tell him a lot in how I handle that. Has nothing to do with the man in my inbox. Has nothing to do with the man that may have been inappropriate or not even. Because let's be honest, in Crystal, you know, we get a lot of, oh, you fine. Oh, you this and oh, you that. We get a lot of that. But how I handle that should be his concern.
Mm-hmm.
How she handles it should be his concern, right? This is my stopping point, and I'm gonna stop so everybody else can come back in. If we're in a relationship, if we rocking and we've said it and we talking, and you hearting and you liking, and it's a constant and consistent one direction, and I notice that. So, for instance, I'm not going to be showing attention to one of my exes. Because the reason we having this conversation, y'all, because I felt she said a lot in here, and it's something she did not say, but she was saying a lot. So I'm just gonna poke the bear, and I'm gonna jump out on this ledge, and I might be on the ledge, I might not be. If we are rocking and we're in a relationship and we're together, and you are hearting and liking and comment on somebody that you have been engaged with in a relationship in some form or fashion, I'm going to let y'all have each other. Because that's not guarding the parameters. I'm personally not going to do that with somebody. If me and King had a relationship at some point, I don't care if King becoming president. I am not going to get on there in front of my man or my potential and be like, King, I'm so proud of you. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Now, I'm going to be encouraging and pray for King. Lord, protect King, because that's my boy. Protect him. But I'm guarding the parameters. Because that brother sitting right here, he ain't going to ever have a reason to be like, thought you and King was done. Why King? And I don't see it as insecurity. So let me get off my soapbox. Here we go. Anybody want to pick up on that before I go in the comments?
To double back on that, I think if you do have can't even say relationship, because I would never intermingle somebody I had an intimate relationship or even a interest relationship with my current significant other. That we're not going to do that.
Right.
But if there is somebody that you're supporting or that you see post stuff regularly and you're always clapping it up or whatever, I feel like it's up to me to bring my significant into that. Like, I want them to know each other. I want them to be like, hey, they always got something positive to say or something. I want to bring him into that. So that he knows there's nothing two-way going on here. I don't do the DMs. I never have. I've been very fortunate. It's just not, I've never used Facebook or social media in that way if it wasn't an actual dating site. Mm-hmm. So I don't do the backdoor DM type stuff. Mm-hmm. And because I have such a wide demographic on my page, I'm very careful about innuendos and stuff under my because I got pastors, I got kids, I got, family. If I was dating someone at one time in spouse stuff like that, I don't let that kind of stuff jump off because I don't want it perceived by anybody.
Yeah.
especially them, but perceived by anybody. So you can do a deep dive all you want to, and you're not going to find it because that's not how I roll. And anybody who's close to me, who interacts with me, knows that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's very incumbent upon each of us to set those boundaries and those limitations and make it known. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Right. Yeah. 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 Men, gentlemen, y'all want to say anything before I put the next comment up on the screen? Okay. All right. So we're backing up a little bit because I didn't want to miss anybody, but I wanted us all to fairly give our perspective on that prompt. Tony, you can have it, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
If she's married or involved, she gets just the likes, no hearts. Men are territorial by nature, so I won't feed the beast. The comments are more indicative of an intention more so than the emojis.
The emojis. I like that. The comments are more indicative of I'm trying. Indicative of a intention more so than the emojis. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Ooh.
back to what I was saying earlier. Hearts didn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
The smiley face grins that don't bother me. It's when she was blowing kisses. I said that's the boundary. Okay.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for me. It wasn't bothering me. It was these guys. They're not gonna be able to handle that. They're gonna take that and run with it. So it took a while for her to kind of, because that was her pattern. She just did it automatically. And those were her followers. And she wasn't really looking at it the way I was looking at it. And then she started to realize that the more she did that, then they started progressing and getting worse. So she stopped. But I think it's something that you just communicate. You communicate because even though we're married, I don't tell my wife what she can and cannot do. I tell her what I don't like. And then she has to make a decision. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, she has to make a decision. Let me put this here. Because I want us to feed off of this. I think sometimes people think they are in a relationship and they are not. They are in a relationship or not. We're gonna spend about 20 seconds on this one right here. Now we're not even gonna give it 20. Let me give a response to this. Let me say this. We're not talking about this person.
Is that a specific person?
Yeah. We're not talking about this type person.
Oh man.
Again, unless that man has said to you, sis, hey, it's you. I've chosen you. It's us. And you in response have said, yes, I want to be with you. Let's do this thing. It's us. This person is not even a part of this discussion. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's irrelevant to even talk about the person that think. If you think you in a relationship,
You just thinking.
you're not. Yeah. So let's keep it moving. Kevin said, King, can you get this one, please?
If a man likes you, he's going to shoot his shot, and social media won't be the preferred way.
That's a good way to look
That
at
depends.
it. That's a good way to look at it.
It kind of depends. Like if you see that person on social media, then how can you not shoot your shot on social media unless you are geographically located near that person? Now, shoot your shot on social media and you'd be like, hey, let me get your number or, something like that. And if they decline, then it's like, all right, oh, well.
Yeah. So, yeah, I said that's a good way to look at it in the context of, in the way of some people, social media is not that serious. Because I'm sure there's some people listening to this and they read that and was like, for real? It's not that serious. So for him, he's saying social media wouldn't even be the preferred way if I'm really serious. But King, you brought up a very good point. How else am I going to do it? I see you. I think you fine. I think you pretty. I think, and I want to kind of get to know you. So let's go in the DMs. You know, a lot of people feel like that's what the DMs are for. That's what the DMs are for. Okay.
I'm gonna be a little transparent and say this. Whenever somebody, like I said earlier, my wife gets a marriage proposal every day from somebody, and I'm not gonna say what part of the world they typically come from, but it's one of the largest parts of the world.
Okay.
But what I do is I'm being transparent and honest. I go straight to their picture and say, okay, what does this dude look like? And if it's an old looking dude, then I say whatever. Just you can just keep saying whatever you want to say. But if it's a good looking brother, then I pay attention and I say, okay, I got you. I don't jot down his name or anything, but I'm like, okay, you know, I'm gonna monitor him a little harder than the old man.
Than the old man.
But you know what, Tony? It's hard for me to take somebody serious depending upon how they come at you. Like if somebody's just like randomly, oh, you know, I would love to marry you or be sexually explicit or whatever. I'm like, you don't have a snowball's chance, bro. Like,
right. How is that your opening line?
Yeah, like, or you know, even if I'm just out in the street and you holler at me, like, what? Like, no. There's certain ways you can't even. I'm not gonna take it seriously.
Right. Hold 1 second, y'all. Hold 1 second.
Not the Nigerians.
Hey, girl.
I'm not saying anything.
Welcome in, Carla. What's going on, lady?
Sorry, I'm late.
Hey, Carla.
Sorry.
That's okay, babe. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. Okay, Tony, what were you saying? I think Tony was saying something.
Just kind of in a response, it's like I'm not worried. You know, I'm not worried about these guys in any way. It's more of there are things that bother a man, whether it's serious or not. The gentleman that said we're territorial. I'm territorial. I've already told my wife I'm not sharing. I got a hard time sharing you. You know, I share you with your friends, but I really don't want to share you at all. But I'm not controlling and I'm not worried, but at the same time, I can't hide that something bothers me.
Right.
And I think that for the ladies, you just need to realize that different things bother different men. But if they come to you and say, hey, this bothers me, you need to take that serious.
Yeah. And that's why I say guarding parameters. Can you all hear me? Looks like my mic is disconnected. Okay, thank you. And that's where, you know, I always say guarding the parameters of your relationship. If you want that person and you're trying to pursue that person, then wouldn't you respectfully consider what they're feeling and what they're thinking? Now, we know there's some areas because the word insecure came up several times. I wrote it down. And I started almost counting how many times it was going to come up, but I said, nah, let me not count it.
Let me find out the tally.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Hey, Carla. But insecure. Sometimes I think people throw that word out as a deflection. And sometimes I think people throw that word out because that's what they feel and that's what they see. But at the same time, still have that conversation. Learn your person. Ain't that right, Tony?
That's right. Learn your person.
Your person. Let's see.
And yeah, I just want to say this because King brought this out. that goes both ways. So learn your person means learn your person, the other person, but it also means learn me.
Right. Right.
Or you. So,
right. Right. He brought up a good point. Uniquely made brought up a good point. Crystal, can you read that, please?
I had a female friend tell me now you can see everything people like and do on social media because social media suggests us to each other.
Us to each other. Which means, I mean, and we all should, I believe all of us should know this. He kind of made this a statement as if he didn't know it. A friend told him that. But it's a circle. Like, you know, if I like something to Tony's and me and King are friends, King would be able to see what I liked of Tony's. And it doesn't always require you to search it. But another thing I've realized, and it's come across streams, like on TikTok, there was a person suggested to me as a friend. Like somebody literally suggested this person. And I'm like, I don't know this person. Like, I'm on a whole nother platform. But when I looked at the person's name and then I went back and looked, she was a friend, didn't know her, but she was a friend of a person I was a friend with on Facebook. And I was like, well, dang. So, you know, we don't really kind of know how this thing works, but we do know that we interconnect.
I do think it's algorithms too. When you start liking certain topics or traveling in similar circles, the
Right.
algorithms redirect you as well. Because I get a lot of suggested pages, I get a lot of suggested people that I don't know, but it's because there's other connections to other people they know.
Right. And there's similarities in things that we do and we talk about. But if you take that, there are people that will run with it. And there are people that look at it and be like, oh, okay. Well, I know such and such, and oh, okay. Ignore it or, you know, or do something with it. Ignore it or do something with it. Carla. Hey, my dear. Carla, can you hear us? Okay. So what's your thoughts? Carla, did you see the prompt that we're discussing? Did you have a chance to read it or see it earlier?
Is it the one where a guy is liking the post or something, or is it a different?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So we're just kind of getting our different perspectives. What's your thought on that?
If I'm with you, I mean, I don't see the purpose of why you need to be liking, you know, there's no need to be so flirtating. If we're together, that doesn't make sense to me. Versus if we're just talking, you know, that may be, you know, okay, cool. But if we're actually in a relationship, I don't think you should be doing that.
Okay. Yeah, see, I love it. I love the different perspectives because she used the word flirtatious. And I know somebody said in their head or out in RLRG world said, how's that flirting? I know somebody said it.
Yeah.
King, did you think it?
No. The funny thing about that is I've been accused of that before. And it's like, looking at that whole situation, it's like you dating someone. Like, we are not in a thing, but it's like I know people that I've known for 5, 10, 20, 30 years or whatever the situation is. And I could be liking, I could be loving, I can be, you know, just blowing kisses because that's what I do. It's nothing flirtatious. And that person that you're dating can be like, why are you flirting with that person? And we supposed to be doing this, that. And it's like, I'm not flirting. It's like, I'm just loving something because it hit home, or, you know, I'm doing an air kiss, you know, because me and that person is cool. That's how we are. And it's like, chill out, breathe. If you're that insecure and we are not together, then I have to rethink my interaction with you, because if you are getting out of pocket over this and it's not that serious, then you probably going to be trouble later on.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
So
That
I
goes
will.
to I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
That goes to King, that goes to even if you are in a relationship. So if you, let's say you got friends on your page or whatever, you've known them since grade school, high school, college, you've worked with them or interacted with some kind of way, those are like friendships. Like those are clearly that hold some kind of weight in your life. So
Mhm.
if you like certain things or love certain things or have the care and concern emoji or whatever, like you said, because oftentimes because it's something that resonates with you.
Mhm.
I think you really have to assess and again know your person, have these conversations as to who these people are in your world. And it's okay to ask, well, how do you know so and so? Well, what's the connection? Because y'all seem to interact a lot on social media or follow each other real tough. What does that mean? You're well within your right to ask that and get an honest answer about it. Because nobody
Mm-hmm.
knows what your connection to that person is until you let them know.
Until you let them know. I
You know,
love
you know
it.
what, and to
Mhm.
add on to that, because I've had this issue as well. Like me and Donna have been friends since before we knew what real relationships were.
Right.
And like I can love something that she posts. Like we don't talk on the phone all the time, we don't text all the time, but whatever. But like Don and a lot of people that we went to school with, you know, we are beyond friends. We're like
Like family.
we're like a DNA code that you just can't figure out.
Yeah.
I've had the problem where it's like, okay, this is social media. These are my people. They are across the country, across the world. And you know, we interact. We don't interact all the time, but when we do, it's serious.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's just serious.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had the thing where, well, why are you commenting like that? Or why is she on your page? And why this? It's like this is family. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, even if you give that honest answer, that still doesn't resonate with them because they have not experienced that,
That's
and
not the
they
experience.
have some other thing that has happened in their life to where they cannot grasp, and this is a conversation that I've seen all the time. They can't grasp that men and women can actually be friends and never have done anything and have no intention on doing anything.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think this comment comes perfect here from Kevin. Can you read that, Tony, please?
Setting boundaries is mandatory. Those who are well intentioned will respect those boundaries. Those who don't, you can either entertain or you can curb him/her into oblivion.
Oblivion. Yeah. Yeah. Setting those boundaries. Setting those boundaries. Um, King made a really, really good valid point because I'm a part of that circle he's talking about. Like we're military brats. Like we were brats. We grew up together. Our parents were in the military and we were stationed different places together. And to this day, I mean, we graduated in 1991. To this day, we still have get-togethers, and you go to town, and if King came here, King's staying at my house. If I go there, I'm staying at King's house. And people don't tend to understand that. And it's not just a military thing, it could be a high school relationship or whatever. But this is such a great point, setting those boundaries. So if I'm with someone, if I'm because I'm real hard pressed, we have to have a real commitment. Like we have a real commitment. We almost husband and wife, we engaged, we to that point. That's just me, to set boundaries and things like that. And we're, at that point with one another. If my man says to me, hey, I don't really understand that dynamic. That's a man. And I really don't think it's a good idea. I don't feel comfortable with him staying. I'm going to tell King, hey, brother, I love you with everything in me. But my man is not comfortable with you staying here. That's that boundary. My man has set a boundary. My person has set a boundary, and vice versa. So when we respect those boundaries, and King being, which way am I pointing? I'm pointing on the screen. I think he this way. And King being the person that he is, those who are well intentioned will respect it on both sides of it. on both sides of it. He'll be like, girl, I understand. We need to go to dinner. We need to get together or whatever. And I check and we all go to dinner together. But King gonna stay at the Holiday Inn.
At least get the Hilton. Damn.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just throwing something out there, brother.
Well, it's funny you
Best
should bring that
examples.
up, Daniel.
So I just want to say, if you set a boundary,
Mm-hmm.
you better be willing to live with that boundary for the rest of your life. As long as you're going to be with that person. And I think that's the hard part. Initially, when you're trying to make it more serious, oh yeah, okay, yeah, King, yeah, you can't do that. But sometimes what happens is then it just gets compounded. And then you run the risk of kind of alienating your friends. You know, Paula and I have a lot of friends that we don't have the same friend. We have some of the same friends, but we have a lot of friends. And one of the things, getting back to what Carla said, I remember this conversation right from the jump. Paula said, "Hey, I'm a flirt." I said, "Oh, well, I'm a flirt too." I'm gonna tell a woman that she looks good. And I'm just saying, their boundaries are not always. Is this a boundary? I mean, we're being honest with each other, and we're saying this is who we are.
Mm-hmm.
This is who we naturally are.
Mm-hmm.
Can you handle that?
Mm.
Can you handle that? Now, it wasn't. She said she's flirtatious, and I said, "Oh, I'm not." So I'm seeing her flirting around with people. You know, sometimes when we choose to be with somebody, we have to allow them to be who they are.
They are.
So if they have a bunch of friends, I've got grade school friends that, you know, I probably have dated at some point. Okay. I didn't marry them. But my wife knows who they are. Now we use nicknames, so we don't call them by their names, but you know, there's Cali girl. You know, there's different people. She's got Thanksgiving guy. You know, so we know who I know who she's talking about. She knows who I'm talking about, but we've been upfront with each other. Now, granted, we're married, okay? But even if you're considering being exclusive, you better have those conversations.
Yeah.
So that when your guy meets King, he's not going to sit there and be looking at him like, you know,
Right.
Who are you?
Right.
Because that would bother me. And I probably would say, I don't think you should be with this guy, Donna, because I know you want to be with this guy, but this guy, he can't get with the show, man. The show is bigger than him.
With who you are. Right. Right. I like that. And I agree with that. Learning your person and understanding the boundaries that this person has set upon you and the ones that you're setting upon them. Is that something you can live with through the duration? Is that something that works? Or does it make you feel like you can't be yourself? You can't be who you naturally are and were before they even came along. And they understand that there's innocence in that action or whatever. There's really nothing to that thing. And that's why digging deeper and understanding yourself, because when we have these conversations, they don't always lay and just stream when we think they are. I love how this is going because it opens up the reality that there's something bigger behind the hearts and the emojis, and a way to handle it the proper way if that person is your person. If you're going to be with that person and they can handle your boundaries and you can handle theirs. Kevin said your personal and relationship protection is impacted by your projection. Be careful. Yeah, everybody kind of get that? I don't know if that hit me different. To me, it's looking like protecting the parameters of your relationship. That's kind of what I got out of that. What you think, Carla? What do you think he's saying with that?
Basically, what you just said, like protecting your parameters, the boundaries
Yeah.
within that relationship, or what you guys
Yeah.
have discussed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Impacted your projections. Hearts on deck. That's our topic. Hearts on deck. Hearts on deck. That girl, she laid it out in that let me pull this thing back. She laid that thing out. It's so stupid. I'm sorry, y'all. I got this text that just had me cracking up. um, anybody else got anything? While I want to pull this up because I want to make sure we hitting. Remember, social media isn't private. Okay.
I
Okay.
like the comment that Uniquely Made has in there. He says, I think you have to be the same person inside of a relationship as you are outside of it. Sometimes it's hard to shut off the single and free version of yourself, but if you are the same person, it's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
That has
Yeah,
so many layers to it.
That's solid. That's solid right there.
that is. That is very solid. Who you are, regardless,
And
inside or out.
I think that's why sometimes people think, "Hey, why has this person changed? Now that we're more serious, why are they changed?" Like a lot of times, married guys, I say, "Man, we were having a great time, and then I married her, and now she's different."
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I get from that comment is, you really got to be you, and I really have to I have to like who Paula is, not what I want Paula to be. And
Mm-hmm.
I can share what I like and what I don't like, but to expect Paula to be something that she's not when I met her, that's not fair. That's not fair in a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do believe when you get into a relationship, there's some things about you, each of you, that are going to be curbed so that you can come together and be one. But I do not think you need to do a whole 180 and be someone that you're not, because you can only hold up that front for so long, because you're going to be itching to be who you are innately are. And it was funny, Donna, when you said about the if King came to town or you went to town, to say, if I'm, because I had this very scenario happen. The only difference was this person brought his family, his girlfriend and his 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I already knew that the person that I was with didn't care for him. The person I was with doesn't live in the state,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't care for him. He never took the issue to him to for them to work it out, because it was something he perceived in his mind. But
Mm-hmm.
he didn't care for the guy. So when I brought it up, I said, "Hey, so and so and his family are coming to town, and they really want to stay here for 1 or 2 days of their vacation." I already knew it was going to be an attitude. I already knew it was going to be a fight. So I presented that and I said that it was okay for them to stay. And that turned into a whole thing. If I was single, I would not have a single guy stay with me, just out of consideration for my relationship. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect for him to let somebody stay at the house. So,
Most
yeah,
definitely. Most definitely.
Mm.
yeah.
Most definitely. So, Uniquely Made put in the comments, he said, find the person who accepts you. Find the person who accepts you. And I get that point. I get that point. But also, I think to what Crystal was saying as well, a part of what she was saying, and Tony was saying, find the person who accepts you. Yes, I agree with finding the person who accepts you. But I think what we have to understand is if it's not taking you fully out of who you are and what you're used to doing, right? And it's for the good of your relationship, I see nothing wrong with skewing the lines a little bit. And I don't think it's to the point of they're not accepting necessarily, but in the process of learning your person, while you want them to accept you, you also have to accept them and understand what y'all boundaries are. Because even if Tony doesn't agree with Paula necessarily, or King doesn't agree with his lady, or vice versa, however this goes, we still need to learn our person. Learn our person and set those realistic boundaries. Realistic boundaries. I think that's a big part of it as well. We're not setting realistic boundaries. We're just thinking about us. Because if it were the case that King comes to town and he wants to stay, or I want him to stay here because we hadn't seen each other, we want to spend some time as friends or whatever, and my man has a problem with that, and he's not first asking me, well, what, you got to help me out. Who is King exactly? What is y'all relationship like? And be open and honest. Did y'all date? Because I'm gonna ask those questions. Well, who is she? Who is she to you? Like, did y'all date? Shoot, did y'all have sex? Like, what? I need to know who she is. And it's not that.
So let me bring this up.
Okay.
I never asked Paula who she had sex with.
Mm-hmm.
Never. I would never even think of asking that. That was before me. All I care about is Paula with me. I don't care about Paula without me. And if I'm sitting there worried about every time some guy comes up to her and hugs her, who is this guy? That's really on my wife. It's my wife's responsibility to explain who a person is. Now, from a man's perspective, if a man comes up to my wife and I'm with my wife, now he might not know we're married, but I'm standing right next to her, and he ignores me, then we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem because that ain't right. That's not what men do. Men don't do that. You acknowledge me, then you hug your friend. I don't care. But I shouldn't have to sit there and, hey, Paula, who's that? Okay, where do you know him? Did you have sex with him? I don't know I don't know. I'd like to hear from other men, but I don't care who my wife had sex with. If I start finding out that, then I'm in trouble. Because what am I going to be thinking about? What am I going to be thinking? Why would you even think about that?
Yeah. So for me, asking the question, and when I asked the question, I thought about the rebuttal to it. I thought about the next mindset of asking that question, right? Because that stood out, and I get it, Tony, and I appreciate your statement on that. So for me, it was like a roundabout, right? I'm not thinking necessarily that my man would bring in a woman that he had sex with. That's really not where that was. That was me just saying in flow of who is this person? What because Uniquely Made asked the question and it kind of fell in line. My question is, why is King coming to town? And is this the first time your man is hearing about him and things of that nature, right? So wait for a second. So just popped off and another one came on. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me do this. Let me bring Tip on because she's here. Hey, Tip.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Carla popped off and you popped in, and I thought it was Carla and I was gonna bring her back in. But let's get everybody in before we keep rolling. Okay, ladies. All right, Tip. How are you, sis?
I'm good. Tired. Just came from the gym.
Okay. So sorry, babe. Asking the question about sex is not the question on the island of its own, Tony. And it was not necessarily that zoning in on that one thing. It was just a collection of, and kind of what Uniquely Made said. Yeah, has he even heard about King? Does he even know, why is King coming to town and all of these things? But like we said, there's sometimes there's people you talk to on a regular, some people you don't, but they are people that you have close relationships with. I don't know if that kind of clarified or that kind of gave an understanding to what I was saying. It wasn't honing in on the sex part. But Tony, I get your meaning, and I don't want to know who he had sex with back then. That was irrelevant to me. But this person is now coming in my home, and it was just kind of a boom, boom, boom.
You know, that's the funny thing, especially when it comes to, I mean, I know it happens all across the board, but with us brats, it's like we know so many people.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, if I'm starting to build a relationship with somebody, I'm not going to sit there and run down every line in person of who I know and what my relationship with them is how long I've known them, when the last time I've talked to them, because we pop in and out. So if Donna comes into town and I'm like, yo, sis, you coming into town, you staying here. And if homegirl got a problem with it, from my experience, and this is just from my experience, if she has a problem with that, then that relationship is not going to grow, because I've put myself in a situation to where, you know, as the previous comment was, you know, staying the same person and get into the relationship and stuff like that. I've put myself in a position to where it's like, she's my lady. I have to respect the boundaries of this, but at the same time, I don't want to alienate my friendship. So if Donna comes into town, hey, sis, you coming over, you staying here, I got the room, whatever. She got a problem with it, then she just got a problem with it. That's my position on it. Mm-hmm. And why you not have heard about Donna before and she's popping into town is because I ain't talked to Donna in a while. It could have been 6 months. It could have been 7 months. It could have been whatever. And she's coming into town. Hey, I'm embracing my sis. You can either be a part of this or you can just exit out the situation completely. That's where I stand on that.
Okay. Tip, let's bring you in. Let's bring you in here. Tip, you read the conversation, right? That we're discussing tonight about the men hearting. The woman was saying the men were hearting, you know, different women's comments. You were able to read that?
Yes.
Okay. So we've come kind of deep into this thing, and we've taken it on to another level. But I want to, I'm curious to hear what your thought is about the hearting and the things of that nature.
I think it can be taken as low key flirting, especially if it's habitual. With a particular young lady, if he's always on her page, liking and hearting and things of that nature, it can be maybe construed as flirting even on her end, you know. So I think if you're in a relationship, you should keep it respectful. And listening to what Tony just said, I wouldn't be comfortable with my man having a young lady over spending the night. You know, it's boundaries to that in my eyes as well. You know, you can have female friends, but I wouldn't, me personally, with my male friends don't come and spend a night at my house. I don't ask my male friends for favors. I don't need them to come fix this and do that, because you kind of blur lines, and I just keep them truly at friend level, and that's it. We may hang out in the streets, but we're not going to be at each other's houses, hanging out, spending time together like that. Like, I don't know, but that's just me. So, yeah Tony will beat and quit me.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody's perspectives. This is great. Kevin said this. Tony, could you read that, please?
Yes. Boundaries equal respect. Who are you trying to grow with? Growth comes with change. Your perception doesn't change my lived experience.
Mm.
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 Love that comment.
Yes.
Yeah, can we read that again, please? I like
Yes.
double. I'm one of them people. I
Yes.
like, yeah.
Boundaries equal respect. Who are you trying to grow with? Growth comes with change. Your perception doesn't change my lived experience.
Woo-hoo.
Mm.
That's good stuff.
Put
I'm gonna
some
let that sit.
ketchup on that one.
Huh? What'd you say,
Put
King?
some ketchup on that one.
Yeah, yeah. That was look, Kevin. You going up on the wall? Kevin is the student of the month.
Mm.
Yes.
Because when he spoke of
Hey.
lived experiences, the reason why I am a particular way with my male friends and expect my man to be with his female friends is because I once was with somebody who was having relations with his god sister. So that cis mess and all that just don't sit well with me anymore. Like,
Mm,
yeah,
mm.
right. And she loved on me. Hey girl, this that all that fake mess, and it didn't come out, of course, until later. But it was like she was really willing to play that game.
Hmm.
So
Mm.
yeah, boundaries are important.
Yeah,
And the dynamics of your friendship should change. And if that's your real friend, they will respect that you have a lady in your life now. And we got to pull it back a little bit.
that's right. Boundaries. That's right. That's right. I put a post up one time. I did a little video, and I'm kind of paraphrasing because I don't remember it verbatim word by word, but it said that boundaries are yours to make sure they stay in place. You set boundaries for yourself. And if someone doesn't respect your boundaries, that's up to you. Like Tip was saying, that's up to you to address that.
Mm-hmm.
They're your boundaries. And if you allow those boundaries to be impeded in different directions, then people aren't going to respect that that's your boundary. And your person could have the best intention. They really, really could.
Mm-hmm.
But guarding the parameters of your relationship means understanding your person's boundaries and respecting that. And a lot of times
Exactly.
we don't want to give things up because, that's why I said the statement of find the person who accepts you that uniquely made said, it's not cut and dry like that. I get it. If I have to change who I am fully, if I got to change how I eat, where I go, who I talk to, all of those things, then that's what he's talking about. I get that. I get that. You're not accepting me for who I am. You just came in here to change me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm with you and I understand that there's a boundary that you have for yourself, and I go beyond that boundary, I just have to accept you gonna walk away from me. You very well may walk away from me because that's your boundary. That is yours.
Mm-hmm.
That is yours, and we have to have them. We have to have them, and now we also have to understand. I say this all the time: give people room to be human.
Mm-hmm.
Was that issue outside of your boundaries so much that you wanted to let this person go? Or are you going to have those conversations? Like I love that Tony said him and Paula had a conversation because she's in a place in life where all of these things come at her.
Mm-hmm.
And she and her husband, him and his wife, had a conversation. And they set those boundaries for them together. Tony, I love that. So many people do not do that. They give up on relationships because, oh, you loved her stuff, and oh, you liked his this, and oh, you doing this and you doing that. Really? Am I really? Did we talk about it? So, I mean, not to do too much, but um it could be kind of obvious, and for my friends on here, it was kind of obvious this evening. I'm talking to a gentleman. We getting to know each other. We in this relationship, right? And I say all the time, I know I ask a lot of questions because I'm just, my wheels are always turning with something or another, whether it's business, personal, whatever. And I said, listen, I know I ask a lot of questions. And his response to me was, oh, that's fine. Ask your questions. And not only was that his response, his action to that response is, and I'm loving it because if I ask these questions, I can get to know, and he can ask me questions, and we're getting to know each other's boundaries and where we stand and what this looks like and what that looks like. And then we're saying, hey, is this acceptable for me? Can I do this with you? Nothing wrong with what your boundaries are. This may not be for me, or me not, whatever it is. So setting up the tone, how Tony expressed at the beginning, have those conversations with your person and little things. Let me stop. I said I'm gonna stop saying little things. If I think it's something little, it's just me thinking it's something little.
Mm-hmm.
But to you, King, that could be huge. So I said I'm gonna learn to stop saying, oh, that's something small. That's little. If you say that to me and I've expressed to you that I have a feeling about it, we're not going to be together. We're not even going to be friends. Because you're not respecting that. That bothers me. And you're not trying to understand why it bothers me. You just going from your perspective. That's what that's doing, y'all. When we say that, oh, that's not a big deal. Oh, you already done told me you don't care nothing about what I'm feeling over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you just said to me. So if it's something to the context, to the point of hearting someone's picture, someone's video, keeping that thing going with a certain person or whatever, and your person, that's a problem for them, have a conversation. Understand why, get some clarity, and respect one another's boundaries. But like Tip said, I got to respect mine. For me, it's not going to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
You're a great person. You could be the best thing since sliced bread. But you a piece of bread. I'm the whole loaf. For me, best, because you got to have it for you. Because how you going to love somebody if you can't even love yourself?
So are you the table?
Am I the table?
Are you the table? If you're the loaf, are you the table? I think you're the table.
I'm the table that has several seats. And those several seats are open vacant to the one that's going to share that table with me. I'm the table, but he can come on and we can sit together, and I'm going to sit by you. I'm going to sit across from you. However we going to do, that's our table. But yes, Tony, I'm the table. Respectfully. Respectfully. Let's see. We have another comment. That's a male comment. The mouth came back. King, can you get that, brother, please?
I believe first we have to have a sense of understanding and respect and be willing to listen and compromise and communicate with not just talking, but great listening skills.
Yes.
That compromise is everything.
Yeah.
Ooh. Is it not? It definitely is.
I can't stand that word.
You can't. I know it.
Compromise.
I know it.
I can't stand that word.
Why you can't stand that word, Brother King?
Give and take on both sides. It can't be one-sided. There's got to be some balance.
So wait, I want to understand. I want to understand.
I don't like that word because in some situations, even some that I've experienced, compromising is giving up a part of yourself to appease someone else. And sometimes that part of you that you're giving up can be detrimental. Now, I know that does not apply to every situation. I just don't like that word for that reason.
Got you. Got you. Got you. Your experience made it. It was detrimental, compromising. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm right with you, brother. I used to hate that word for just that very reason. Like, because you feel like, well, I've compromised for this person, and now they taking advantage, they whatever. So, but until I understood their action to the word is
Mhm.
that's not what it's about.
Right. Yeah.
And Crystal just said it. She was saying a piece of it. Crystal, what were you saying about compromise?
That it to me, it symbolizes balance. It doesn't mean you've got to give up something that's really important to you and I just walk away with everything I want. There's compromise on both sides of that particular situation. It's not an either or, for at least for me. And those conversations that you were talking about having, Lord knows, because I had a long distance relationship, we had to drill down and have these hard conversations. But what I think didn't happen was hearing each other's response and not drilling down to what that really meant, because agree to disagree wasn't sufficient. In my mind, I said what I said, this is how I am, da, 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 and you were like, okay, but you didn't come back with that's a deal breaker. Or there's something much more deeper than that. And so many times we have the flowery conversation because nobody wants to step on each other's toes. Nobody wants to be that level of transparent. Nobody wants to bare their soul and be like, my credit is jacked, but you come to the table with we don't have those hard conversations, and they are everything to the foundation of whether the relationship can really come together and grow.
Yes, Lord. Because I refuse not to have those conversations. Listen, fool me once.
I'm glad that
I'm talking to me. I'm talking about me.
Yeah.
When you don't have those hard conversations, we're grown people. There has been some things in my past that are affecting me now, and the same vice versa. If we don't talk about it and deal with it, how can we even pretend to be wanting to be together? I say all the time, I'm a wife. If I can't ask these questions of a brother about his finances, what kind of wife would I be?
I want to bring up what Crystal said about deal breakers.
I'm sorry. 1 second, Tony. Sorry. Hello, sir.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yo, this is one of the OG. Wow,
Hey,
this is a pleasant surprise. Everybody, this is Vince. Crystal, you remember Vince, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vince is one of the brothers. He's a part of a group of men. They have the Husband Show podcast. His husband, they have a podcast, and they chop it up about being husbands. I love it. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Yeah, we talk about being inmates. About being inmates on the farm, you know what I'm saying? We got life sentences.
Did you have something that you wanted to share with us tonight, or you just popping in?
I'm just popping in. I got a pile of pavement. I just want to tell y'all how good y'all look tonight. Everybody looking good. Everybody looking healthy.
Yeah. I miss y'all, man. I miss y'all.
I miss you too. Where Corey at?
Corey, it's her birthday. So she with her man. Yeah, get her.
I did not. I gotta get her.
Yeah,
you know I gotta get her.
Yes. Call me tomorrow.
Next week.
We gotta catch up.
Okay, definitely.
All right.
Definitely. Y'all carry on. I'm watching now, okay?
Okay.
Good
deal. You can stay in if you want.
I'm about to start driving, so I'm gonna lose you in a second.
Okay. Be safe.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Tony, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to add that Crystal brought up deal breakers. I think before you become exclusive, that you have to talk about deal breakers. You don't wait till you're talking about marriage to bring up deal breakers. Paula and I had that conversation. She had one and I had one. And of course, they had to do with our past our individual pasts, but they were very significant. They weren't no petty small stuff. It was major stuff, but she let me know, if you ever do this, that's it.
That's it.
And she knows if she ever does my deal breaker, that's it.
Yeah.
Of course, now that we've been married for 13 years, I might have a hard time giving her up, but
it's not a deal breaker, it's a deal negotiation tactic.
I mean,
right. It's okay to come back and renegotiate.
yeah. Maybe I can't renegotiate her deal breaker, but
right.
I mean, I don't know, man. You know, things happen sometimes. So
yeah. And only you know what that is that you can, because Crystal made a good point. That compromise word, King.
So that one of the comments is, I think some people confuse compromise with sacrifice.
Anybody want to tackle that one? See, this is why I told this gentleman to come on and be on with us tonight, but he hard-headed. Always be your family. Always be your family. Because we want to elaborate. We need you to elaborate on that, Mr. Uniquely Made.
That makes sense.
I can definitely understand that.
Anybody want to tackle that and see if we get that right?
You know, when sometimes when you think of compromise, you either don't take it, and then I can speak for myself, you don't take it for what it is, you take it for what you think it is, and how appealing or how acceptable it would be for that other person. So you lose yourself in that word, and you end up sacrificing certain things because you feel you're compromising for that other person. And that other person will take that as, oh, they're compromising, they're fulfilling what I need or what I want. But at the same time, they're sucking more out of it. And, you thinking that you're compromising, you're actually just destroying yourself by you're sacrificing certain things where you don't respect your boundaries. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah. I think we all thinking in the same framework. It just makes sense.
I would like to see us use the term negotiate. I think Crystal actually said that. So instead of compromising, you just renegotiate or you negotiate. It's when you negotiate, it's a win-win. It's a win-win versus a win-lose.
I like that.
Or win sacrifice.
Yeah, let's negotiate. Because negotiation, I get, you get. Let's see how we can, come to the meeting of the minds and get what we need in this thing. Because we go in relationships because we do want to be with someone, but at the same time, we don't want to lose who we are in that process. But, I want to see you happy. I want to see my man happy. So will I watch Love is Blind over Married with whatever? What's that show? Married at First Sight or whatever on a Monday if that's what he likes to watch? Yeah, I can do that because I can go back and watch the other one, and then next week we can watch, that was something very simple, but y'all get the point. Yeah, that is something simple, but it can be, must listen without judging. Oh, right. Giving so much of yourself and not getting the same in return. Well, may not always be the same, but we get it. There's that 60-40. My capacity, your capacity. It goes deep, y'all. It goes deep. This is why so many relationships, and I have to speak for myself because this accountability thing feels good. It is very healthy. This is why some relationships do not work out. Because we feeling like it should be 50-50, and it's not possible. My capacity may be stronger than yours on a certain day, or even my lifestyle or my life or my upbringing may have me at 80 and you at 20 because your mama and them acted this way and my mama and them acted this way. And we have to understand that to make this thing balance out. Balance may look like this. That's still a balance. That's still a balance. Mary, I'm not sure. Let's see. Mary said, must listen without judging. We listen and we don't.
And we don't judge.
Me and nephew did that one time. Yo, I was done with the listening and not judging thing.
Okay.
We had to both take it. We had to both take it. It wasn't that major, but he know I hate when he in my room. He was like, we listen, but we don't judge. Sometimes when you're not here, I be all in your bed.
Oh.
And I was like, teenage balls on my sheet. But she right. We have to listen and not judge. Your person should have a safe space with you.
It's safe, but I'm still judging.
Huh?
It's safe, but I'm still judging.
But you trust in judging.
You know what? I think listen without judging is very, very valid. However, we as humans have to understand that 90% of our responses, our observations, or whatever are judgments. We are judging the response, the actions, or whatever that we're getting from that other person. But I do understand the overall meaning behind it.
Yeah,
is that, you know, when you're responding or judging or whatever you want to call it, be fair and open-minded and compassionate with that judgment or that response, or however you want to define it, because that gives that safe space room for more openness and you know, more communication.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It opens the door. That was a good point. It definitely opens the door, because now I know I can trust you with this next thought and this next thing. And that's building that relationship, is learning your person, know your person. And it's setting you up for the next thing that happens. Because if you want it, you really, really want it. You want that person to know that you can come to me with anything. Will I laugh at you? I might. But no.
Will I turn my nose up at you and look at me crazy? Probably.
I might. But it's not in a judgmental form where you have to feel like I'm coming at you.
Right.
That's a difference. That I'm coming at you with whatever it is that you said. Yeah, I want to be free and flowing with mine. I want to be able to tell him anything and know that he gonna laugh at me. He might laugh at me. But he's still gonna be like, okay, baby, I get you. I see what you're saying. I understand that. Or I don't understand that, but you be all right, you know.
You good.
We good. We good. All right. So this video, I want to end this, y'all, with this video. I couldn't really tell where to place it and if it had a place here. But I think it's going to be good based on the way we end it. I love how things always just flow. And we sometimes we don't even realize, right? So the last thing we kind of said was listening and not judging. So I'm just gonna play the video and y'all gonna see where it sits. Thank you, Mary. That was you said that perfect. That was perfect timing. Now the orientation of the video might be wrong, but y'all just listen. Don't judge, because I don't set it up right all the time.
I was just thinking about this the other day. The best relationships are between two fixers, two people who are willing to fix things, not two perfect people, because perfect people don't exist. Hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying. You need to be a fixer. Most of us are operating as scorekeepers. Hey, nope, because remember you did that. Nah, I can't do this because they did this to me 2 relationships ago. So I got to take that out on you, even though that has nothing to do with you. What are you fixing? The crazy part about that is that everybody wants to be understood, but no one wants to understand first. Like, how can you ask for something when you don't give it? Do you know how easy it is to ask, hey, can you help me understand how I hurt you? And then you shut your ass up and you listen. You shut your ass up and you listen. You know how easy that is? Oh, I can't do that because they got me messed up. You know who else got you messed up? Your job. You don't leave them. You have to be in a situation where both people are willing to admit that they might have been wrong, and that's okay. Because peace and understanding is far more important than pride, and you know that. You know.
Wow.
Peace. Peace and
Shut your ass up.
He said,
Listen.
you shut and you listen.
Mm-hmm.
And you listen. All right, y'all. Hearts on deck. Hearts on deck. If you thought this was going to solely be talking about hearting and liking and loving emojis, I'm glad you stayed and found out different. Because this thing runs so much deeper. We have to understand why posts like this are even made in the first place. Hearts on deck. What you got, Crystal? We closing it out. You got anything you want to say? You on mute, baby.
This was really good. It's great. I always appreciate hearing the men's perspective.
Yes.
Because men and women definitely are different in our thought processes and our, our needs and wants and understanding. So I really appreciate the men, whether in the comments and the panel. Definitely appreciate their perspective.
Mm-hmm. Miss Tip.
Well, I think like the clip you just played was very important, and effective communication really drives relationships. And I think the truth only hurts once, and once you get it out, you work on it if that's what you so choose to do. Communication is everything. It's everything about the hearts on the whatever your opinion is or whatever it is about that. Whoever your mate is, they should be able to listen, shut up and listen, understand how it makes you feel, and you go from there, and respect boundaries, like we said.
Yes, thank you, King.
Well, in relation to that post, now, if that was an actual situation in someone's life and they were currently going through that, I would say,
thank you.
Refrain from posting that in the open, because you open yourself up to a lot of stuff, regardless of what it is, regardless of who it comes from. And at the same time, along with knowing your person, don't assume that hearts and likes lead to a digital escapade or romance, because it could be just nothing. Have those conversations, whether they're hard or soft, whether they're difficult or easy. Just walk away with a firm understanding, and as the new word is, negotiate those boundaries.
Yes. Yes. Carla?
Definitely, I have learned definitely have that communication with the person so you can know like where everybody stands. And I'm definitely with Tony where he keeps talking about, I think that's every session, know your person, and which is true. So you have to, set the boundaries and know the person and have effective communication where you both have an understanding. and there's no misunderstanding, because a lot can be misunderstood, especially with Facebook posts and things like that.
Thank you, man. Mr. Tony.
I think I would just say, it's already been said, but you got to ask the hard questions. Sometimes we wait because we're thinking, okay, well, it's too early in the relationship. I don't know. It's not exclusive. I don't really know this person. But that's the whole purpose of dating, and is getting to know each other and trying to figure out, are you compatible? Do you really mesh? And so just ask the question. Sometimes, you got to have the right timing. It's not always the right timing, but don't hold back. Be transparent. Be honest. One of my married men's group, we use the term hot. You got to be honest, open, and transparent. So just be hot with the person.
Yeah. Thank you. Hot, honest, open, and transparent. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Me too. Make your t-shirt.
Tony got look, Tony has 2 t-shirts.
Yeah, know your person.
Know your person and hot. And we have to say, in true form and fashion at this point, Tony says, know your person. And we have to say what our girl Corey B would say. Do your Kegels.
Do your Kegels.
That's correct. Do your Kegels. Men and women. Do your Kegels.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I love this. And, King was saying, to address the comment as a whole, the whole thing that was put out there on Facebook. I think it's a lack of communication and understanding, point blank, period. This post, I believe, came from someone. It was directed at someone. That's very obvious. And it was put in a form that men. But I think this was directed at a particular man. And a lot of people looked at it and they took it for like, was she right? She crazy. She wrong. Whatever. It went haywire. It went a lot of different directions. But I love the directions that it went because it gave more people more understanding. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one to understand. And it requires communication and the hard conversations. Ask questions. Ask questions. At the end of the day, communicate, be open to listen. Thank you, Mary. Listen, and listen some more. Have your boundaries, and knowing after you listened your boundary and move accordingly to your boundary. Love you guys. Thank y'all. This was really good. Another good one. Appreciate everybody for joining. Everyone on the platform. I love you all dearly. Thank y'all so much. Do me a favor, stay put. And we're going to say good night to everybody else. Good night.